Hi guys, Dr. Hampton here. Welcome to my channel. I appreciate you guys being here. And today I wanted to have a guest, and that's Dr. JoAnn McManamy come here to talk a little bit about 5 things that I think would be helpful in terms of helping you achieve your weight loss goals. Why? Dr. JoAnn? Well, because she has a lot of experience with the weight loss journey. She also has a doctorate in education from the University of Connecticut and other degrees in psychology, management, and communication. So, JoAnn, thank you for being here. And
My
let's see if we can.
pleasure.
Thank you. And I think it's important that people hear from people who have taken the journey. And I know that I've never had a weight loss problem. So sometimes I have to. I learn the book stuff, but I need patience and people I meet and learn from to help explain that journey. So let's dive into these 5 things that I think will help those watching achieve their weight loss goals. The first thing you told me was to ask yourself if you really want a better life. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, based on my experience, it's so much better after you lose the weight and all these layers of bad behavior, addiction, they peel away if it's done carefully. But ask yourself, do you really want it? Do you really want it?
Do
A lot
you
of
want
people
it?
don't.
And I ask my patients that all the time. I say, you know what, what's your why? And I think that's important. And
Mhm.
once people know what their why is, it'll really push them to stick with whatever they're trying to achieve. So that makes a lot of sense. The second thing you told me is to assess or evaluate your level of commitment. Talk a little bit about that one.
Yeah, when I was in coaching school, I learned the gradients of commitment. And when you hear, I'll try, what does that mean? That means you're giving yourself an excuse not to do it. And yeah, a middle stage level of commitment, I'll do my best. Well, what is that?
I know.
It's, yeah, it's not clarified. But when you say at the top level, I'll do what it takes to get it done. It doesn't mean you have to be perfect every day, but you have to stay on, I will do what it takes to get the job done. So that's
Yeah,
the level of
it's
commitment.
clarity, right? It's
It's
like
real
um,
clarity.
you got to know where you're going, and if you don't define it a little bit, it's just vague, and like you said, it gives you room to make
Not
excuses,
measurable.
and we're not about making excuses. We're about being successful. So I like that simple point, and this is and I really like the third tip that you shared with me, which was you have like these 4 pillars of success. They seem very familiar to me, so I want you to talk a little bit about your 4 pillars of success.
Well, I took them from Dr. Rangan Chatterjee from England, and it's basically your diet. Take a look at your diet. And second, exercise. Third, get your sleep. And fourth, manage your stress. And one of them will jump out as the most important to you. Yes.
So you have to individualize um, what's the most
Yeah.
important for you. They're all important, but for
Yeah.
some
Just
people,
start somewhere.
right, you got to
Start with
start
one of the
somewhere.
pillars. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
right. So that makes good sense. So I'm good with that. Obviously, I'm familiar with a lot of those because it's like similar to my nest, right?
It
So I
sure
think
is.
that's, you're preaching to the choir with that one. So I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah,
And that's really important. So thank you for that.
yeah.
Number 4 is eat real food. So what do you mean by that?
Well, that would mean no processed food. No ripping open those bags. It don't do it. I have an addiction to potato chips. Can't bring them into the house.
Mm,
That it starts you wanting more, and you're never full when you don't eat real food. Real food, meat, vegetables, fruit, and pick your order, pick what you want, but stick to real food. Real food.
That's right.
Nothing out of a TV dinner or
That's right. Well, we always talk about shop on the outside of the grocery store, right? So
absolutely.
not
Oh,
the yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, where the animals are and where the vegetables are. If you do that,
Yeah,
you're in pretty good shape. So I think that's a good logical tip. And
it
and
is.
and and making food at home is really not that challenging.
A
It's not.
corollary to that is learn to cook.
That's right. Got to learn to cook. So
Gotta
like
cook.
that one. And the last one you shared was, try to say no to anything that does not help you achieve your goals. So talk a little bit about that one.
Well, I was at a family reunion, a really joyful event this weekend, and I said no to a lot of the food there. And there was enough good stuff though, so I was able to do quite well. Nobody bothered me. My family respects me, and uh, say no to the things that aren't good for you. They may be people, they may be events, they be over committing your time because you don't think you're valuable enough to set boundaries for yourself. So commit to what is really important to you. And for me, it's health now. It never was.
And
Yeah.
it kind of seems obvious, but a lot of people don't make their health their number one priority. So there's nothing that really is important if you don't have that. So I
Yeah,
agree
you
with
have
that.
nothing. Yeah.
And people will honor you. You just have to teach them what your
Mhm.
priorities are. You have to teach them that, that's something I definitely don't really eat anymore. So, what we did for the holiday, and we're recording this, right after Labor Day, is, I made my, good old mac and cheese, cauliflower, and string beans. And we actually brought that to the family event so that if we get at the family event and they're not consuming non-starchy things, then we just have it with us. So we train our families to honor that. So I really appreciate
Mhm.
it, Doc, your tips. I think that they're very helpful and useful, and I hope all those listening have gained value from your thoughts. So, and if you enjoyed the thoughts that Dr. JoAnn shared today, make sure to check out podcast episode number 63, where we talked even more about her journey and a little tip. She spent some time on Price is Right. So I want her to share that story during the podcast. So check that out. And thank you for, coming to my channel. And as I always tell you, be safe, be well, and continue to protect your nest. Thank you again, JoAnn.
Thank you.